What's up, Blossoms? Welcome back to Blossom Power and welcome back to the Quarter Life Crisis show. A lot has happened since the last time that we spoke. For one, I moved. Like many millennials, I am moving back into my parents' house because we truly are the boomerang generation. You send us away and we come back. I'm very grateful that I have parents who allowed me to come back. They are both in a high risk category, and so I'm able to help them out by doing grocery shopping. I'm able to help them around the house, physically with things like home improvement things. My mom and I have been having a lot of fun with that. So I have another story about online dating, and the theme, as the title of this video suggests, is that you don't have to explain yourself. This goes for everybody. This is for all adults because hopefully we are all adults here and you can do or not do things as you see fit and you don't have to explain why. Examples like being late to work, being late to an engagement. It's not your fault that public transportation maybe took a longer time or that there was traffic. Especially public transportation, you are not the driver there and you are not in control of that. Public transport operators still need our respect, however. Plenty of times I've been maybe about 10 minutes late to something like meeting with friends in the park or going to soccer and somebody says, "You're late," and I look at them saying like, "Do you really want to know the real reason? Do you want to know?" So when I was still active on my online dating profile, I matched with somebody, we exchanged information about our social media accounts that we wanted to share, and we began to text from there. One of the first things that they said to me was, "I'm not going to text you every day because I don't want you to get tired of me before we meet in person." This was back in April when shelter in place and isolation were very highly recommended or mandated by my state government. And so I thought, dude, I don't know how long quarantine's gonna last. Are you sure? Are you sure that you... Okay, bro. Quarantine till infinity, though. The next thing that they said was, "I'm going to be the person who makes you hate boys." Who talks like this? I already don't like boys. I'm not looking for a boy. I'm looking for a man. A little bit after that, I put on my Snapchat story that I wanted somebody to bring chips to my house, specifically hot Cheetos, because going to the store was still a bit of a non-starter. I was just raiding my pantry because... By the way, I'm sorry that the quality of the pictures that I'm attaching is a little bit lower because I was trying to do a thing where I was trying to capture the Snapchat conversation without taking screenshots because Snapchat definitely tattletales on you whenever you screenshot. So they responded to the story by saying, "I got you," and they went to the store. They told me when they were at the store and they asked, "How many bags do you want?" I said, "2, please." And then they never showed up. I didn't really think of this as an issue. I wasn't judging them or anything, but I did check back in and I said, "Is everything okay?" They said, "No, everything's not okay." I thought, sorry for asking. The next thing that came up was the natural question whenever you were doing a favor for someone and they asked, "What's in it for me?" In my experience, what ensues after this question is always the same, especially with men that I've interacted with, and it's an inappropriate request, it's an unreasonable request. It's a resource that I'm not willing or able to just give because they're asking me for sexual favors. 95% of the time they ask for sexual favors. Please don't do this. Unless you have an agreement with the other person and you guys are consenting that, yeah, you bring me hot Cheetos and I'm gonna give you the business, that's perfectly fine. Like I said, you guys are both consenting adults and you guys are doing or not doing what you want. But in most cases, favors between friends does not include sex anywhere in the equation. It's not something that you can safely presume, it's something that needs communication. I know that I'm getting to an age where life is progressing with or without me, because when the word simp came up, I actually thought, is that what the kids are saying these days? I had to look it up, and they provided a screenshot for me of the definition. You know, I personally don't like the joke of calling millennials boomers because that's simply a misnomer. I live with boomers and we're very different. Let's just look at the definition of simp itself and realize that when it says that one person is submissive to the other person who doesn't bring anything to the table, that is describing every woman who has dated a mediocre or average man. This word is really just reversing the gender roles and saying that the man is being submissive to the woman when she doesn't bring anything to the table, and that he's whipped or that he's inferior in that way. This is a whole other discussion that I'm not going to go into today, but there are many things that I find wrong with that because we are in an age where you don't have to conform to any gender roles. Yes, gender roles are still a thing. Yes, there are many problems, but it doesn't have to be as black and white. It doesn't have to be as hard and fast like this. They can be fairly fluid. If we have learned anything in the last decade, we're realizing that a lot of things are more fluid and more of a spectrum than they are one or the other. They also felt the need to clarify that they weren't toxic, and in the meantime, when all these messages are coming in and I'm reading them, I'm thinking, sir, these words had not occurred to me until you brought them up. The very idea that you are feeling the need to explain yourself so much, you're needing to explain your position and elaborate that you are not a simp, okay. That you are not toxic either, okay. However, this behavior is making me less inclined to continue speaking with you. Clearly, you are drawing a boundary and I must respect it. If leaving your house to go to the store, make a purchase, bring it over to my house, and have this awkward encounter of where you are expecting something in return, if you are doing something that is not purely out of the goodness of your heart, if you are doing something as a favor and you are expecting something back, a quid pro quo if you may, then it doesn't have to be that big of a deal, it doesn't have to be that deep, so forget it. When I took that approach, he said, don't do that. Dude, this is not reverse psychology. I'm not trying to Jedi mind trick you. I'm not trying to do any unagi on you. You say you're not tripping? But you really are. You're making a bigger deal out of it than it really needs to be. And then you're transferring everything to me because now here I am sitting making a whole ass video about this scenario. You know what I just realized? All he had to do was say no. Say no, I can't do that. All he had to do was opt out of offering help. All he had to do was say, you know what, I thought I could, but actually it turns out I can't, and it would have been the end of it right there. Just say no. Funny how the tables turn. Funny how women have been told to say no all this time, but do you listen? Do you? Back to today's theme. Whoever told you that you need to explain yourself? I realized that in school we had to give short answers, we had to show our work, we had to say, oh, if yes, why? If no, why not? I realized that we have been taught this so many times, but that is an academic setting. That is a setting where you need to have an argument, you need to back it up, and you need to show your work, you need to cite your sources, and that is that scenario. Where I am talking about you don't need to explain is in everyday social situations where you are just being yourself. Like I said, being late to work. It's not your fault that the bus broke down, or that there was a lot of ice, or that there was a lot of traffic, or that the train stopped, that there was maintenance, construction, any number of things going on, Marvel characters running around the street. That's not on you. Although if you do see Captain America, I'm pretty sure I would want to tell my boss about it. Leaving a party early. You don't have to say that you have work the next day. You don't have to say that you have homework. You don't have to say it's because you're tired. You don't have to say it's because these heels really hurt. You don't have to say it's because I frickin' hate the smell of vodka and get that shot out of my face. You don't have to say a word. I'm telling you that you can use the Irish exit. Just leave. Do what you want. Let them wonder, let them start rumors about you, whatever. You don't have to care about that. You can use your energy, you can use your time, you can use your voice for so many more important things. I really don't feel like I have to say what causes you can support with your energy, your time, your physical presence, your voice, your social media platforms, the privileges that you have, your finances, anything that you can offer. You'd be so amazed that when you stop explaining yourself, when you stop feeling the need to elaborate on something, when you stop feeling the need to clarify things, when you stop feeling the need to use your focus on extra insignificant things. If quarantine has taught me anything, it is that I really value alone time, decompressing, peace of mind, quiet time, and you know what is not sitting in the room with me? Bullshit. In any case, press on, be true to yourself. It's going to take a little bit of time to figure out what is congruent to you, but if you are at least trying, that is the best thing that you can do at this time. That's all I have for you today. If you liked the content that I put out here, if you think I'm funny, if you missed me, go ahead and like. If you are interested in more content, there are other videos that I have. You can find them in the links around here. Go ahead and subscribe if you want to see more. If this is a subject that you think more people should know about, if you think that I said something that should be shared with other people, you know the button to press. Go ahead and share. Go ahead and comment below if you like my shirt, if you like my paintings. Can you relate to this? Did somebody use a word that you had to look up in Urban Dictionary and now you feel old? Does this video remind you of someone? You can also request content from me. You can ask me questions. I do know a lot of things, and if I don't have the answer, I'm happy to provide a link or to steer you in the direction of someone who does know that. Overall, just take care of yourself, drink your water, wear a mask if you're leaving the house, whatever makes you happy and whatever makes you blossom. I blossomed today. I hope you blossom today. I hope your friend blossoms today. I hope your mom does. I hope your dog does. And I hope that one day all of us can do it together. I have so much going on in my head right now. I really need to write a lot of things down, so I'm gonna go. But I'll see you next time. Take care.